guys, this is Tanisha,
And I'm Tina,
and this is Side Eye Chronicles.
Quarantine Edition.
All right, guys, we are so glad to be back. Obviously, from our prospective homes. Ironically, I'm at a couch, but not the normal couch. And
Not
you're
Tina's
not at
couch.
a couch. But the funny thing is, Tina, you know what I realized that, well, first of all, let's get the elephant out of the room. Yes, I match all of my decor. I realized there's only two colors that obviously are in my whole entire palette, and that is navy and blush and blue, like blues and pinks, obviously. So, but Tina, I realized like even my couch kind of has like the same kind of color coding, like color scheme as yours as well. Like we love our grays and blues, or
Yeah,
like
we
light
do.
blues. Not purple, but that's neither here nor there.
I love purple as well. Purple's in my room.
So that's not why the people are here, though. We're here because
Yes, it is. That's why they're here.
Well, people, I guess that's why y'all here. Welcome. No, you guys are here because honestly, where else are you going to be? I mean, we are smack dab in the middle of a quarantine. At this point, some cities are opening, but guys, stay at home. Let's continue to flatten the curve. Stay well, if not just for yourself, for your family members, for those who have a low immune system. We just want to make sure that we are healthy, and that we can actually open the world back up
It's closed
because
right now. It's closed all the way down.
shut
And even
down.
if you do go out, my county has issued a decree that you have to wear a mask. So be sure you got your gloves on, your mask on. I know it's like a whole Olympic event now to go grocery shopping, but do what you can to keep yourself safe, your family safe, your loved ones safe.
Yes, it's very important. I never would have thought we would experience anything like this.
Me either. So
like
strange.
what? Like one of my favorite memes that I saw was talking about our generation and how we just we only know struggle. Like we only know struggle when it comes to literally the world turning up and over when it comes to things that we've experienced, whether it be from 9/11, from everything. Like, how many recessions have we been born through and lived through? And now we have a whole pandemic. I mean, so what have you been doing throughout the pandemic, Tina?
Y'all, I've been eating. I'm so ashamed. I'm so
Okay,
dead.
I did not. I thought you would be like, girl, I've been working.
I mean, I've been working too. Praise God, but I've been eating. And you know what? Let me tell y'all something. I thought since I was gonna be cooking, I wasn't gonna like my food that much, and I was just gonna be taking it slower. Huh?
You like your food, huh?
I do. It's real good, y'all. It's real good.
Wait, Tina, do you be in the kitchen girl, do that? Why are we the same? Why are we this way?
When I'm seasoning everything, I'm like, yes, Salt Bay. Actual, it's real seasoning. It's not just salt. It's like cayenne pepper, onion powder. Yes, cumin. I got you.
So you mean to tell me you have more seasoning than that picture that was floating around in the beginning of this quarantine?
I have a lot of seasoning. Now, that is true. I do. I need to work on that. But it makes the food so good. I'm just like, man.
So good. So good. No, but not good that you're just eating, but she's doing other things. Because we've been on a few things beyond the just her eating. We started a virtual workout group.
We
That's
did.
been fun.
Yeah.
Like, you never know how much, I mean, Tina and I have actually done a lot of like group workouts together anyway, but I never would have thought like a virtual workout group would be so motivating, but it is. Even though you don't see anybody else, you literally hear everybody else saying,
Yes.
"Ooh, hello, how are you, girl?" She wanted to do what now?
Right. You hear
Let me
help,
tell
and
you.
I'm like, oh no, that was actually just me. I was just the one screaming help because what I don't understand is like the workouts aren't even that long. They're like 15 minutes, maybe 20, and it's just like killing me.
Crazy, but it's literally legit. It's been a tough quarantine, but I think it's been good, like being able to kind of connect in different ways with our friends and family and finding ways, to make things happen. We both are huge music people. All I say is every day, sorry to the neighbors because I know they are tired of hearing me sing.
And I don't just sing, y'all. I put on a whole show. My couch has been
What do you mean?
entertained.
What do you mean?
This ring light is on. Like,
Wait, okay, so maybe I'm not to that level, but I feel you though. I feel you because there are some moments where I'm okay. So can I have a truth moment real quick, Tina?
yeah,
So I mean, my walls aren't really that well. I don't think they're that thin because I don't really hear my neighbors. They probably do hear me, but I do have across a hallway neighbor that has a dog. And there was a moment where I'm like, maybe you are being a little too loud because I hit a certain note. And that dog said, nah, girl, I'm going to need for you to hush. I said,
the
okay.
dog just wasn't ready. He just
He
wasn't
wasn't.
ready.
Now, I'm not going to lie. It was either Mariah Carey or it was probably Mariah Carey. So,
Oh, well then, in that case.
don't. No, ma'am. We're not.
If
We're
it was
actually not.
90s Mariah, especially, like, no, you
It
didn't
was.
hit that note.
Oh,
Okay,
I didn't
yeah.
hit the note. I didn't know. That's why.
Yeah.
And wow, shade. But whatever. Anyway, so yes, it's been interesting. I know Tina and I have had multiple conversations, but work has been very steady for her based off of what she does and content. Actually, you said that in the beginning it really increased because she creates a lot of digital things and videos and things like that. So obviously, with a lot of trainings and things moving that way, she stayed busy. I am a live event manager, so we have had nothing at this point. The industry has just kind of been like, wait, what do we do? I've done so many webinars about how to turn events virtual and what does this mean for our industry, how to get out of contracts. It's been very interesting. So from a work perspective, it's been a strange place, but I've been so grateful to have amazing friends. I've been able to, not that I felt super disconnected, but I definitely am connected with a lot of my friend groups, a lot frequent than I've been before. So, but Tina, we have to talk about something that has come back into our lives since the quarantine.
What you talking about?
Girl, it's back. Insecure is back, you guys. I know. I can't remember what episode we talked about it. Probably like a relationship episode or something like that. But if you guys don't know, we stand insecure. Like stand, like huge fans. And so we wanted to take the time. I know you guys have had and you had so much time to watch and hear things talk about quarantine. We didn't want to come back with just talking about quarantine. We obviously want to send our prayers and our thoughts and well wishes to those that are being impacted. Everybody's being impacted, but families from a health standpoint that are being impacted. But we wanted to give you guys a little bit of content to laugh, smile, and join in. Hey, when we post, we want to hear y'all's opinion, but we have to talk about insecure in this friendship.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Tina,
do.
what is happening?
I don't even know, man. They both getting on my nerves at this point. Okay.
And when I say she means that, y'all, she means it.
I just don't get it. I am, and this is just me personally. I think I am a confrontational being, and when I say confrontation, I I
She
don't
means that in the
mean
best way.
no. I don't mean conflict. Like I think a lot of
Yes.
people like
Yes.
confuse confrontation with conflict, whereas I'm more just
Mm-hmm.
let's get to a resolution. So I'm more direct with it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I can't really get with the whole passive aggressive stuff. Like I'm just not I don't know how to deal with that. That's weird to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
just really direct. Like ask Tanisha. I just tell her how I feel all the time.
I I don't even ask. Never. I
I
don't
never
think
ask. I just tell her.
yeah, actually I've never called and said, hey Tina, like I really need your advice. I don't nope. Hold on, I'm checking. Well, nope. 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 It's never happened. But I get her advice all the time.
Yeah.
I listen every time.
Well,
Do I take it? No, no, no. I hear you.
okay.
I respect your feelings, and I hear you.
Okay.
I don't.
Say yeah,
I
say
don't
you
have to
hear me.
digest. I don't have to digest everything you give me.
She hears me. She's not
Oh, I hear
necessarily like
you.
listening, but she hears me talking.
I hear you talking, but you can't come
Come
in.
in.
This is accurate. No, I hear you. Even in times that you may not even realize, I definitely hear you. I hear you. But y'all see how we just did this? Y'all see how see that's growth. You know, that's growth. um, and Molly and Issa aren't at that point right now.
They're not, and what's weird is they've been friends for forever, and I couldn't be friends with either of them right now because nobody's speaking up and telling the truth.
Yeah,
Like, just be real with each other. That's what
yeah.
friendships are.
And I think as we talk about, how do you actually manage conflict and shifts? And I think that and actually that kind of brings to a good point. I feel like the way that Molly and Issa have been managing their relationship thus far has been through conflict. We've seen them with the conflict of the whole Daniel thing and Issa telling Molly it might be good for her to go to therapy and how she got in her feelings, and then they were able to move through that experience while they were in Malibu. And then last season we had the whole situation where Molly took it upon herself to block Nathan, and we've seen them move through that. But I feel like what's really happening is that they were still having relationships with the old Molly and Issa, but Molly and Issa aren't really in those same places right now.
Right.
And so it's like, how do you actually manage those shifts and manage the expectations while people are actually growing?
That's a good point. That's a good question. And we I think we've talked about this on the show. Have we talked about this?
Girl, we probably didn't talk about a lot of this stuff. We have because we actually had an episode. What about your friends? And we kind of touched on that. Like I'm saying, how do you grow together, or how do you grow through things together? So you want to kind of touch back on that?
Yeah, I can't really remember what I said, but as far as growing together is concerned, I guess like it depends on what kind of value you put in that relationship.
Mm.
So, Tanisha mentioned that we have like a little workout group virtually throughout the week. And I asked one of my friends because she's a newlywed, and I said, "You had mentioned one time that whenever you and your spouse get into an argument, you drop the silent treatment, like you get quiet." And she's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, I remember her saying um, that she would get quiet, but her spouse, her husband, would actually would just start talking to her like nothing happened. And that's how they get past things." And so I asked her, do y'all actually resolve the issue? Because does that not bother you? Like, and she goes, "No, like, eventually we talk about it. We do, like, we get past it. We have to resolve it." And I said, "Okay, well, um, how does that look in friendships? Because right now I'm looking at insecure and I'm just irritated because nobody's really talking. So
Mhm.
how does that
Mhm.
look
Mhm.
in friendship?" And one of our other friends, the health guru.
Health guru. Hey, so you guys can see the people that we've had on our show. These are our real friends.
They're our
Like
real friends.
we do life with them outside of recording. Hey, little girl.
Hey, Lynetta, sing the song, health guru, health
Guru,
guru.
health guru. She is
She is
a
a
health
health
guru.
guru. Oh man. Okay, so I asked Lynetta, or no, I didn't ask Lynetta. Lynetta actually said, marriage and friendship is different. And it is. Obviously, there are things
Mhm.
married folks do that friends don't do.
Nope. Sure don't.
Clearly. Clearly different, right? But I'm looking at it from a value standpoint. Like, how do you value this relationship? What makes a marriage more valuable than a friendship? So I'm really asking you, Tanisha, but
Oh no, no, no. I'm like, yes, that was a great deep question. Yes, girl. Oh me. So there ain't nobody else in here. Me? Okay. So what makes it so different? That was the question, right?
yeah, like, why would you value it? Obviously, yes, it's valuable, but I feel like both things are valuable in their own way.
I get. Well, knock me over and call me Tuesday. Um, what makes it more valuable?
Like, what would make you say, "You know what? I need to resolve this with my husband or wife," but not say, "I need to resolve this with my friend."
I think for me, I think for me, it has a lot to do with the weight of the friendship. So again, back to the value. I don't say the value level, but like what that friendship means to me. If this is a sister, someone like in real life, like I can't even imagine like experiencing life without. Like there are a lot of things that I've been through in the last year. If I can't imagine sharing or experiencing a lot in this past year with that person, then maybe they're just not as close to me. But yes, I value friendships very close to me, or very close to my heart. Let me say that because as someone who moved around a lot, friends ended up becoming basically my family, because my family was away. So I do hold friendships to a high value, and maybe not always in the beginning when conflicts are kind of starting to arise. I may not always address, things immediately, but I am the type of person that not letting things come to a full on boil, but if things are starting to actually impact the way that we're interacting with each other, or even now, shout out to therapy. Um, Shout out, hey Tori girl. I really learned to, when I start to feel myself shifting how I am with that person, they may not even recognize it. Just being able to kind of share my feelings and what's going on with how I may be reacting, not even saying that there's fault or anything like that. I've learned to be able to do that, which is also a tool that I've been able to learn, for when it comes to marriage. So maybe my answer is I disagree a little bit. Like, yes, obviously a marriage is there, it's different. There is a difference, but my value of those two types of relationships, obviously my husband is gonna come first, but the way that I hold those relationships close to my heart will definitely be the same. Does that answer?
Yeah. So I guess what you're saying though is, you value friendships because of course there was a circumstance in your life. You were always moving around. So it made you, put friendships in a it made you hold them to a higher regard.
Yes, yeah. And I think um well, I'm not going to speak for anyone, but I think for a lot of people, maybe it may be that there are. Ironically, I'm like reading. We're doing this Bible study. It's called Becoming Heart Sisters in my OES group, and one of the days this week it actually talks about what friendships are, how like friendships play out in our life in the space that they hold, and it talks about like inner heart, mid heart, and then outer heart or something like that. There's like three like levels, and maybe people are at this point unable to understand like the level of communication and commitment it really takes to keep those that are in your inner heart, even in your mid heart, in terms of the work it actually takes to like maintain those relationships. So maybe that's what it ends up coming down to. It's just not even so much that they don't value the friendships, it's just in where they see them within that kind of that ranking.
So when it comes down to like growing and changing though, then what do you do? Because I mean, we told everybody we've known each other for 19 years.
Whew.
Very long time. But we've grown, we've grown and we've changed.
I known you long time. Sorry. I had to. It was like right there.
You didn't have to.
I did though. I did. And am I proud of myself? I am. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Now that I think about it, you haven't changed that much. But we've known each other a long time. But how do you handle growth and change over the years? Like, what is happening?
We are working through. Okay, we're working through this. Because I stopped and I was like, wait, was that the end of it or she?
It was.
And then I was like, okay, maybe it's not. So how am I working through? I mean, how do you?
Yeah, how does one work through change and growth? Because sometimes, just like in marriages, you're with somebody forever, like they change, and you're like, wait, what happened? So what do you do? Look at Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. Like, maybe not the best example, but still, like, he's changed a little bit, right?
A lot of it.
I just feel like I've just went through this transition where from being a rapper, like looking at all these girls and looking at my wife, like, oh, my girl needs to be just like the other girls, showing her body off, showing this, showing that. And I didn't realize that that was affecting like my soul and my spirit as someone that's married and loved and the father of like now with about to be 4 kids.
You've built me up to be this like sexy person and confidence and all this stuff.
Yes.
And just because you're on a journey and you're on your transformation doesn't mean that I'm in the same spot with you.
So for me, I would have to say, first of all, you have to give people the chance to grow, because if people aren't growing, sorry if y'all can hear a dog in the background. I was not singing a high note this time. But if first of all, we're all human. We're going to grow. And again, if I'm spending time with my friend, like I expect to have lifelong friendships. You know what I mean? Like, we may not always connect as much, but I still expect us to have, like, if you and I don't talk as much as we do, in the next year or so, well, first of all, that means that we're not recording no more. So what did y'all not do to watch us? So we're not putting the weight of this friendship on y'all, but we need.
Say that.
So watch
us.
all the things. But no, seriously, like if I don't talk to you, if I don't talk to you like over the next, something happens to where my life turns upside down, which we don't need anything else to turn upside down in this life of mine. But if for some reason we don't talk, as much, over, the next year or so, not saying that I expect for us to just pick right back up from where we are, but there is a level of, like you said, history, 19 years of friendship, that is our foundation. And so unless literally something horrible has happened in, a friendship to, make it come to its knees, I expect to do life with people that I'm giving the time and energy to. You know what I mean? So I have to know that the Tina that I first met in 2000 that told me I was fast, the one that I got to know by sophomore year because she realized I wasn't fast, is not the same Tina in 2020. I know that the core of you, that who you are, and the person that I've gotten to know over these years, that foundation is still, the same. Who you are to your true essence, your value, is still the same. But there are things that you've gone through in life, and I have to give you space to grow through that. I know you're giving me that space. I'm making you give me that space. So. It's really a true test of our friendship at this moment.
Yeah, it's not for lack of talking, because I have shared how I feel.
Yes. Hey, I hear you. Y'all see what we did? That was growth again. I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
That's all.
But
so when you say something horrible have to happen to bring a friendship to its knees, like, what you mean? Like, I mean, how far does it have to be? Like, I kill somebody and then you like what?
Now I'm gonna tell you this though. We're gonna have to hit on record on this part, but we done been through a lot in life together. Now, depending on who it is,
we don't have to hit a record on that.
we if you did it, I just know something must have happened. I got your back, girl. No, I don't know what you speak of. She was with me the whole night.
So, see, that's why you can't turn your back on friendships, y'all. That's your alibi. It's your alibi.
Wait, that's the only reason why you can't be around this long. Anita. I was with you. Yes, girl.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
you were. Mhm.
That's funny.
But yeah, so something horrible has to happen. I think by horrible I don't mean like literally the world's, falling apart. As if, as in like now.
Right now, yeah.
Mean like today, but no. I just horrible in the sense of like we can't rebound from it. Meaning it could be something simple. But you rather make it hard. Sorry, I had to. I'm sorry. I just but no, really, like it could be something small in the grand scheme of things, but if our friendship, if we can't work through it.
My lips is dry. I'm sorry.
I mean, do I need to go get my lip balm?
I'm sitting under my vent and like it's just drying me. Anyway, go ahead.
So, but yeah. but no, I don't think it has to be something like crazy, like out of this world that causes it. But if we deem it to be something that impacts both of us, I think that that's right. I think that's fair. I think one of the biggest things that misconceptions that happens when it comes to friendship or just relationships in general is that we don't understand the weight of other people's emotions. And I may not be able to understand why or what you did or why or where you're coming from, but I've got to be able to give you space to hear where you're coming from. You know what I mean? We've been around each other for so long, but we have not experienced the same life within those years. You know what I mean? And even before then. So I have to be able to understand that there are things in your history that impact the way that you interact, or the things that you react, the way you react, or the way that you, the way that you handle things. And I think that's why it's so important to be able to understand the person that you are friends with, and then more importantly, communicate with those times. So, what about you?
So I absolutely agree with that. It's so funny because so we're working from home, obviously. But my team, outside of one or two individuals, they're all like extroverts, and they're all like, "Oh, I'm just going crazy. I need people," and I'm like, "I'm fine."
Pops. What did they do again? Also, space where you guys can go ahead and scroll back and gift that. That is awesome. Continue.
I think it's important to understand who you're friends with. And I'm coming to that realization at a whole 33, 34 now. 34.
You are. That's right. Pause, guys. Pause. Stop what you're doing. If you did not tell her happy birthday, put it down below. Tell her happy birthday. It's still April.
Aries Nation forever.
Well, I said it's still April, but it's not. We are not in Aries season no more. Boo, it's all Taurus all day, every day.
Oh, geez.
Taurus season.
Here we go. Here we go. But y'all, speaking of my birthday though, and then I'm gonna come back. But look at my eyes right now. Like, look at them. You see that? I bought Pat McGrath's Divine Rose palette for my birthday, and I love it. It's so pretty on me. It's really pretty. So anyway, if it's
It does look really pretty, but I don't know what those things are that you just said. So yeah.
I'll show you later. And then my parents got me these. These
Oh,
are
let me see.
AirPods.
Oh, okay. I thought
Apple
you were pointing to the
AirPods.
earrings.
Oh no, these are old. These are old earrings. They're pretty, but they're old. But yeah, so
Nice.
your birthday.
Yes, Jan's birthday. Yes. We're not gonna talk about what I got you.
I will say this though, Tanisha was looking out for me because she literally dropped the gift at my door, left, and on her way back home called and said, "Hey, there's a present outside."
I didn't even say, "Hey, open the door so I could say, hey, your present is there." I was miles away and said, "Hey." And let me tell you how much I do know her. Not only did I put her gift in, I didn't wrap it. And if you guys know me, I am a wrapper. So normally I would wrap things, no matter how they're shaped. I will find a way to wrap it. I didn't put it in a gift bag or anything. I just, I put it in a bag that could be washed in case you wanted to keep the bag.
And she dropped wipes in there for me.
That's what I did too. I literally, for every item that was in the bag, there was a Lysol wipe for her to literally do. And the Lysol wipes just weren't thrown in the bag. They were in a baggie within themselves. So she could wipe down the baggie to get to the Lysol wipes. You have to know your friends. You have to.
And with even all of that, I still washed it in Clorox.
She did. I was like, girl, use it. While we were at her party, she was like, nah. I was like, are you sure? Just like a little. No. All right, girl. We gonna enjoy your birthday party.
I'm like, I have to clean it, and she's like, I cleaned it, and I'm like, no, I know you did. I still gotta clean it.
She's like, it's right here. I appreciate your work.
Right.
Mine has yet to be done. Anyway.
Oh man.
Drop your comments below. Drop your happy birthdays. Drop all the little present emojis so we can still wish Tina an amazing 34th birthday. And we're excited about year 34. I'm excited to see what it brings for you.
Yeah. It's good. And you. So, side note. Do you have something to keep your vinyls in? Just asking. No for particular reason.
So I just have them on my shelf. The shelf that you saw last time when you came over, it's still just on the shelf. But I'm actually building up a little collection now, so I need to get something a little bit different. So
okay, good to know.
Okay.
Good to know.
I mean, for no reason. For no reason
at all.
Because like she said, I said we're in Taurus season. Because Mighty Day is in a few weeks. Yes, May 14th. So you can drop your happy early birthdays down there for me too.
I do it for her. Happy early birthday.
So basically all the birthdays just down below. Just Anyway, rewind. What were we talking about?
Knowing your friends. So I was saying, even at 34, it's taken me a while to just understand people and understanding people's emotions and reactions, simply because I don't react like they do. So for me, it's just one of those things where it's I have to take a step back and be like, okay, Tina, just because you don't react this way doesn't mean someone else's feelings aren't hurt. And you don't get to determine if someone's feelings are hurt. If they say, hey, you hurt my feelings, I can't come back and say, no, I didn't. Don't be that way. It's no, you don't get to disregard how someone feels.
That's it. That's great.
Yeah, but it like I said, it took a while. So it took a while to learn just that. So I mean, I do think it's important, like, just to know the person that you're dealing with. And even I feel like I get grace with my friends group because they know, like, I am an introvert. I do stay in a lot of the time. Like, if I call you, it's because I have something in particular to discuss. I hate being on the phone talking about nothing. I just hate it. It's just absolutely terrible to me, and I'm just like, oh, I can't handle this. So, but a lot of my friends understand, like, you're not gonna hear from me, like, unless I need to say something specifically.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Are you? You're frozen on
Uh,
my end. Okay, there we go. Oh,
okay.
yes. Yes. Please make some of our frozen like shot the like intro.
Wait, let me do one. Let me do one. Hi, I'm.
I couldn't even know. Hold up. And I'm Whew, that's good. That's
Oh yeah.
I mean, whew, that's good. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. But yes. I but again, I think that that's being able to know the people that you are friends with and that you are, that you have in your life. Because if we didn't know that, we would be like, why is Tina mad? Or what's going on with Tina? And even then, there's still some time we're like, okay, but she'll be a little bit more distant. Is this Tina being Tina? Or she busy? Or she's just hunkering down by herself for real right now? Do we need to look? Do we need to SOS? Do we need to send this? Do we need to go in? Who's going in first?
Like when I lost my job, when I got laid off, one of our friends was like, she asked Tanisha, she was like, "Is Tina depressed?" And Tanisha was like, "Well, she'd never say that."
It's very true. Very true. But
Yeah, it
yes,
just comes down to knowing your people.
yeah, you have to, because I think the value of that is even kind of gearing us back to what we were talking about in terms of how do you manage, or how do you manage expectations, or even how do you allow people to be like to grow. You have to be able to see, like, if there people are going through things, or if they're having these moments that may differ from what you understand. Again, it's like, wait, I know the core, like I know this person, like they're they're they may be doing these things right now. They may be acting this way, but this isn't really who
Right. But
she
that's
like.
not
This
who they
really who
are.
she. Yeah. So let me talk to them. Let me see what's going on. And I think being able to have a healthy enough, flow of communication to be able to say you can still be on the fence even after you've had those conversations, but to know that, look, I'm gonna love my friend. I'm gonna love my person through this experience, no matter what. But what happens when those experiences, or those moments could hinder your growth? What do you do when that happens?
Well, so I think I don't think we've talked about this here, but you and I experienced a situation where we took a
Uh-oh.
you're gone. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it was the same on both of our ears because you froze and you were.
Oh.
I mean, you were very perched though. But continue.
Well, we experienced a situation where, we took a break, and I don't even know how long that break was.
We did talk about this,
Oh, we did.
and we laughed about it because we came to the realization that we just weren't as involved with each other's day-to-day life.
Yeah, yeah. But we did still talk. We just
Yeah.
weren't as involved with each other.
Yes.
But I mean, that was still a break for us.
Yeah.
Um And it was just giving each other space to grow. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. At that point in time, I was in a relationship with someone, and that person was isolating. So, and yeah, she knew. She knows all about it. So she was
Yeah,
isolating me from other people.
there is I don't remember what episode it was, but there's a moment where you ask the community, the audience, why do your friends get more mad about your situations with your ex?
You really
And
go back and watch all of our stuff. What
oh,
episode was that?
it was one of our relationship episodes. I don't remember which one. But it's so funny because not that person, it was the other one that I absolutely cannot stomach. And my face turned all the way up. Like, and you were like, yeah, you know, and I was just like, mm-hmm. And I felt that happening just again as you were saying. I don't, like I said, she was with me all night.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Whew. Anyway,
yeah.
what?
I'm not really
So
gonna
yeah,
kill someone, guys.
no, gosh, no. Mm-mm. No, like no, really, she's not.
Yeah, no, I'm really not.
but, but yeah, I'm like, where do we get back from that?
Yeah, why? How do we get here? Like,
Oh, because you were saying that relationship was isolating.
oh yeah, yeah. So that was probably part of it. But it did give us some time to grow and become who we became. And then we did come back together, and everything was well, it wasn't normal because of that particular relationship, but once that relationship was over, yeah, it was back to normal.
And the funny thing was, I would probably have to say that we probably have grown closer even after that than what we were before. Because I think,
Yeah.
and this is a good point that we can even like think about writing down. But the reality is that friendships grow when you have life experiences. Like for us, I feel like before that, obviously we experienced a lot. We've lost grandparents. We made sure decisions about going to school, where to go to school. Parents being ill. Like we had experienced a few things before, but after that, and knowing that you have people that are by your side that are literally to roll up on folks when you need them to, or when you are not in the best places, for your mental health or whatever it may be, like being able to go through life. Like, again, if I can't go through life with you, what are we doing? Like, what actually are we doing?
Exactly.
And I think that you touched on something that was very important, and that was being able to give space when need be. So in essence, just like letting a friendship breathe, like let it happen naturally. Like there are times when we're going to be closer, we talk more, and there are times when life happens. But if you're my friend, like, hey girl, you good? You good? Like checking in on with each other. But do you think, and you actually made a point in, I'm going to reference this again in terms of one of our old episodes where you talked about being able to knowing the difference between people being against us or actually challenging us. And I think that's where a lot of dysfunction happens, because I'm just going to use you and I as an example. Like, if I'm talking to Tina again, unsolicited advice, what's usually good advice? Whether or not I take it, that's neither here nor there. But and I will say this, even with unsolicited advice, Tina knows me well enough to know when to talk to me. I would say there are times where you catch yourself from saying things she can't receive this right now. And I'm like, no, just say it. She's like, no, I'll say it later. And she always talks about it later. Or if she's like, okay, maybe she can't receive this right now, then she'll go ahead and say it. But I think what happens is a lot of times people like kind of live in that conflict space, and like Molly and Issa are right now, they're not really dealing with anything, and so it's easier to run away from a friendship instead of just giving it space or talking through it, and letting things breathe to really find a compromise or figure out where the other person is. Do you think that people kind of back out of friendships when they're going through turmoil a little bit too easy?
Yeah. I'll even say this. I have heard plenty of women say they don't have girlfriends. And I'm
Ooh,
like,
yeah, I don't understand that.
yeah, I'm like, how are you dealing? How do you deal?
Yeah.
Because I need my girlfriend. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even get it. I don't get it. And they're always like, well, women are full of drama. And I'm not going to sit up and lie to y'all and pretend like drama doesn't occur. But I feel like drama occurs in relationships in general. Like,
we're human.
Yeah. It's not a woman thing. Like, it's any relationship. Like, unless you really don't have one or you're not being honest in one, it's any.
Yeah.
What's that noise?
I was hoping you didn't. I was trying to play it off, but I hope you didn't see my eyes. Not right now. Not right now. So that I don't have a child or anything. That is actually my neighbor. So whenever they go out to their patio, I can usually hear them. But usually I have a TV or something on, so it's not like too loud. But this is quarantine life right now. It's me, you, and the baby. Okay? She outside playing.
Oh my goodness. I thought it was like a bird squawking, and I was like, what is that noise? What's outside your window?
No, that was a child. And actually, there's been a little boy that's been playing. I don't know if they have like their nephew or somebody that's, like that they take care of to kind of, I guess, maybe help someone who has to still go to work as an essential worker or something. But there's been a little boy that during the afternoon around the same time every day, they will run through here. And yeah, quarantine life, y'all.
Yeah.
If it's not her, the little girl, then it's the dog across the hallway. And actually, I hear her crying right now. Actually, I rarely sit in my house silent, so I usually have music or something going on. So I feel like I'm hearing them a lot more than normal. So sorry, guys. Welcome to my place.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what's that?
Anyway, what was we
at? Yeah, I don't even know. I thought that was a live bird outside.
Tanisha, did you get a bird? And hey, look, y'all wouldn't know if it was a bird because I would be out of frame. Done. If we've never talked about this, I am terrified.
He's so scared of birds, Joe.
Terrified. Don't do them. They don't do me. We have this understanding. Anyway, so now talk about our fears. We were talking about do we think that people get out of friendships too quick?
Oh, yes, that's right. And yes, I do. And I feel like we use this excuse, like some people in your life for a season, and I'm just like, like it's almost like the whole if someone, it's almost like that hater, like, oh, somebody doesn't like you, they're a hater, like, and it's just like, no, you could just be unlikable, bruh. Like, like not everybody's hating.
That was a word for somebody. Whew. I'm gonna let y'all let that just let that one soak on in.
Nicer person, and then yeah. But it's kind of the same thing. It's like people use that excuse. To me, it's an excuse to not work through something. And it's
Yeah.
like, how are you going to maintain any relationship in your life if you can't work through a friendship?
So true. So true. I meant to tell you. So I actually put 3 comment. Excuse me. There's a little something in my throat, y'all. That's not. Let me get my water.
That sounds like Corona.
I've been wanting to actually grab this water. Okay. As they stocked them up on my Claritin pills, because I'm not trying to have no allergies have me confused. Just because I'm over here trying to
crazy. Like, you have to give that disclaimer now. Every time you sneeze or cough, you're like, just my allergies. Relax, everyone. Relax, guys.
And the sad part is, everybody's digital. So I don't know why we all look at each other like crazy. Okay, yeah, this is not a technology virus. You cannot get it. But yes, what were you saying?
Why do we go on these tangents and then we don't remember what we were talking about?
Growth phase. I don't know, but we agree. We do. I agree with you that people. Are we? You good? We good? Are we good? Okay. Yeah, you are now. Wow. Do you remember time? So, fun fact: my favorite Michael Jackson song of all time is "You Remember the Time," and it makes me so sad that I can't. Wait, are you actually good though? Okay.
Like, dear, okay. My internet connection is unstable, so. Okay. You're
frozen. Oh no. Okay, am I good?
Yeah. Okay, your favorite Michael Jackson song.
Is "Do You Remember the Time?" And that part that you just butchered is actually one of my favorite parts because I can never do it either. So when you were about to do it, I was like, "Oh shoot, is she about to do it?" I'm about to be like, "Girl, can you teach me how to do that? Because I can never do that." But
I don't know what he was doing.
Let me just tell you, you sound like really broke guns right now.
Oh my goodness.
Again, has nothing to do with friendship. So,
wait, y'all, I promise, like, we have an outline. So
we get through it. We get through it, and only the way we can. That's what I'm saying. It's just more natural this way. You know what I mean? Like, it's more natural. You know, you're welcome, people. Once again, okay. Once again, but no, yeah, I completely agree. I think that we, as people, like not even women, like we as people, we are so quick to want things and people to be the way that we want them to be instead of really putting in the work to actually better those relationships, you know, with friends, spouses as well. And we have to realize it's all about a journey, like literally, like
it's the journey. I'm sorry, y'all. Every time I hear journey, I think of Tisha Campbell. I'm still here.
Okay. Again, has nothing to do with friendship, but I promise you, LaTina Sharp. when we do the song association episode, if you sing that song, me and you fighting. Me and you are gonna fight. Are you frozen right now?
Oh, I am. Am I good?
Okay, you're good now. You're good now.
I'm still here. Black butterfly. Oh man, I have to do that song. I'm gonna find the words.
You actually don't.
I'm going to.
But it doesn't come out.
It's too good. It's too good.
Is it? Is it?
And I have to do the dance and everything. You gotta put your seatbelt on. That episode's gonna be entertaining. I'm excited.
It's gonna be something, all right. I am excited for it too. I'm excited for it as well. So, with all of this being said, so I think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask you the question. Do you think that there are times when friendships do just need to end and not just be
absolutely. Absolutely. Again, you have to know when somebody is challenging you and wanting the best for you, and when somebody's just out to get you. You know, it's kind of like saying all pastors are snakes. Well, that's not true. That's not true. You experience church hurt with that pastor, but that doesn't mean that this pastor is the same. You know, so you got to know like who's like really in your corner and wanting the best for you, and who's just out to get you. You know. And that comes with growth and wisdom and that, I don't know, like maturity, I suppose, and just being able to identify, well, what are the things that I need from someone and are they willing to meet me halfway?
Yeah. Ooh, you bring up a good point that I'm surprised I haven't said now. I 100%, and especially when people are going through or when people are having moments that are challenging in their lives, you have to meet people where they are. Like, you have to meet people where they are. We all go through different things in life. And if I can't meet you where you're currently at, now that doesn't mean I have to bring myself down to whatever you're experiencing. Like, I have to have empathy. I need to give you grace. Like, I need to be able to be your friend. Like, if we have a friendship, those are all the things that should be in the foundation of our friendship.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good.
And it comes with, again, knowing the core of the person, like knowing who they truly are. So yeah, you totally can cut people off. You just need to know the difference between a real friend and, you know, someone who's just a hater. Black people, y'all be getting on my nerves with that hateration. Stop it. Just stop.
Wait, do people really say hateration these days?
No, they don't.
Okay. So along those lines, I just have one final question. In the words of Aaliyah, do we just need a resolution? Or in the words of our good sis, Ariana Grande, thank you next. From Molly and Issa.
They just need a resolution. They just need to like talk to each other and be honest with each other. Honestly, I'm confused.
And I could not hold my, because I'm sorry.
Why did I look at my door? Like, she outside my door?
And she's the cutest little girl too. Like, every time, even when I moved in, she just was like, hi. Like, hi. Like, she was more friendly than her parents were at first. I mean, they're nice people. But yeah, she's passionate, you know, a child at play. Okay? Childlike essence. Continue, girl.
Yeah, they need to talk to each other. Have you ever been in a relation or friendship or relationship, whatever, where you held back?
Yeah. Have you met me before?
Well, I'm really asking for the people. Like,
okay, well, people, let me tell you.
Have you pulled like a Molly and an Issa?
And I would say I don't do it anymore. I try not to do it. I try not to go back into like my old dysfunctional ways by doing that anymore. But definitely have I been in a Molly and Issa experience. I mean, not in my 30s, but definitely. Well, maybe I guess still in my 30s, but yeah, no, yeah, I am a recovering passive aggressive person. So every day is a journey. There are only a few people.
It's the journey.
The way that your face lit up, you make me so sick. Oh.
I tried.
You are so proud of yourself, aren't you?
It reminds me of it every time I.
So anyway, yes, I feel like I am a recovering passive aggressive person. And it's weird because it wasn't that I did not like conflict, because I wasn't like that with everybody. There were only certain people for some reason in my life that I had to remember my voice or kind of find my voice. And again, shout out therapy. Good looking out. It has really helped me to recognize that my feelings are valuable. And not so much whether or not they're right or wrong, but if I'm feeling some type of way and I am in relationship with with these people, whether it be a friend or a spouse, I have to speak up. Like, I have to advocate for myself and how I'm feeling, and understand that some things that I'm doing may be giving that other person that, not maybe the same similar reaction, but they may be feeling some type of way about things that I may be doing, but I have to be able to give space to that person and vice versa. And so I to answer your question, yes, I have gotten a lot better. I'm gonna say this, Tina, and I hope you take. I don't want to say take it the right way, because I just hope you're not that proud of yourself of this. I literally had to start a few years ago. I had to start remembering that the way that you and I interact, and the way that I have no filter with you. I mean, I have a filter with you. Like, I'm still kind to you most of the time. But I mean, if you say so, that's kind, well. But the way that when we go through things, the way that I can find my voice, I have my voice, the way that we've given each other space to experience things, that's the way that I've had to integrate those in other relationships in my life.
So why do you feel like you didn't? Like, with people you were passive with, was it because you were afraid of losing them? You were, and then are you just so aggressive with me because you think I'm not going anywhere?
First of all, I'm really not that aggressive with you. I just have no filter. No. So, and I think, let me start from where you and I sit, and then kind of go back into that first initial question, or first part of that question. I think that you and I have always given each other space to just be raw. You know what I mean? Like, we've given enough space to be vulnerable in good, bad, and all the ugly. And and not that those other relationships didn't, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's in how our friendship started, because it started with disrespect. Yeah, I'll never forget the day that she called me. She was like, "Yeah, I ain't really cool with you because I thought you was fast." I was like, "What? What?" but I think that there's always been a realness with our friendship. And I don't mean like, again, that everything wasn't real, but you've held me to the fire when it comes to bringing my whole self to our friendship. Like, and even if there are things that I know that we're going to automatically disagree with, even now, a lot of times I'll even preface it like, "Look, I already know what you're going to tell me." But I still, again, I still listen. Like, I still hear, because I also am not going to be like, "Well, I already know what you're going to say, so I'm not going to, I'm not going to say anything to her," because eventually, I know me, I'm going to always say it to you anyway. But like, I feel like we, from the beginning, because of who you are, you've made me grow up in that sense, and I appreciate that, Tina. See, that's why I wanted to not. I didn't want that. I didn't want that happiness. I didn't want that satisfaction.
I am proud of myself.
See what I mean? But no. And so, in reference to those other relationships, I think that I kind of leaned onto my own understanding of what I thought that those relationships were supposed to look like. And I'm not saying that those other relationships, like other friendships, weren't as raw as ours was. We just have a very sarcastic tone and rhythm to who we are, which that may not be in those, with those other friendships. And so, not that I knew I had to bring that to those relationships, but I had to understand who I was as a person. And I am a very sarcastic person. But also understand, like, I have to figure out how to be in relationship with people. And that doesn't mean I'm changing who I am. But I have to be able to understand that this is me in relationship. And now let me figure out how me and this other person connect in our relationship in the most healthy way for the two of us. And that's the work that I felt like I had to do over the years, because me losing my voice or me being passive aggressive about how I felt about things wasn't healthy for either one of us, because all that does is just create animosity. And let me also clarify. I definitely always eventually said something, but it took me a lot longer when I was younger. And that's the part that's sad, because I feel like we waste time when it comes to that.
Yeah, I wish I could relate, even just a little bit.
That's why I didn't ask you, Tina. I didn't ask you. I didn't do a rebuttal. I didn't say, "Hey, now how how did you, where did you, like," I just was like,
Yeah, yeah, because I've never done it. But do you feel like other people feel like, okay, I can't really be myself because this is supposed to look like this? And is that why you feel like people are cool with friendships just falling to the wayside?
Um, hmm. I mean, I really can't speak for other people, but what I can say kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier is that I think that people have an expectation,
Mhm.
may have an expectation about a box that they expect um, friendships to be in. And when people get outside of those boxes, they are like, well, wait, what are you doing? And even if they do talk about through, what those conflicts or shifts actually are, they may say, hey, look, you're getting outside of this box. So, yeah, no, I'm good, which is unfortunate. So,
Now that, yes, I totally agree with that. Because from the outside looking in, if you looked at our friendship, people say it all the time. They're like, "Y'all are friends?" Like,
it's accurate.
but
Accurate.
I've never been that person that's been like, "Oh, it's supposed to look like this." Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't do that. I don't operate in parameters. I'm free. Like, let me tell y'all something
Y'all
about
have no idea. Are we about to say the same thing?
what are you about to say?
I want to actually go there, but she is a very free person, guys. She don't like clothes, y'all. She don't like clothes. Trust me. If nobody ever went to her house again, she wouldn't have to buy another piece of article of clothing. If she didn't have to go anywhere, she would not buy another piece of article of clothing. No, she wouldn't.
I wouldn't, y'all. But people always try to get me to go places. So I gotta buy clothes.
Anyway, so what were you saying? You were a very free person, no parameters.
Yeah. I just don't operate in boxes. Like that's just not how I live my life. And so
Yeah.
I'm never like looking at someone else saying, okay, this is how this should look and this is what defines a true friendship. This is what defines a true relationship. This
Mm-hmm.
is what defines a true marriage. Like I'm like to all of that because I
Yeah.
mean it's what you make it.
Yes. Yes. Literally, it's the experiences that are happening with those people, like that is the friendship. Like, and I think that's what has allowed us to last as long as we have. Like, whatever our friendship looks like this year, it is what it is. See you when I see you. Good looking out, girl. Okay. But it's true. You give space where need be, and you like my friendship with you looks completely different than my friends that I am, friends with in college. My friendship with you looks completely different than my best friend who I've known dang near the same amount of time as like we only knew each other like really a year before you and I met. So and technically you knew of me at the same time, but you missed out on a great freshman year. Okay.
All
Nothing
right.
happened. Nothing happened, girl. I was still sitting up in my room,
That's
in
what
my own
matters.
little
Like
corner, in my own little
it's fine.
chair.
It's fine. It's fine. It's
Oh, insecure. We love you. We love you.
So what do
Um,
you think? Do you think Molly and Issa need to just peace out, thank you next, or do they need a resolution?
they definitely need a resolution. I am afraid they're gonna, at some point, halfway through, we're going to hear thank you next. I am afraid that is going to happen. but it's Insecure. No one ever stays gone for too long. You know that. They definitely need a resolution. They just need to open their mouths, and not the way that they've been opening their mouths in these last few episodes, because
that's trash.
no one's getting anywhere. Like, while they are speaking their truth, like, to the point to where I'm still confused in this past episode why Molly didn't even say that Asian Babe was the one who called her. So I want them to do better. Just do better in life with each other. Like, and again, you know, we are viewers, and none of this is actually real, but still. So we see it in a different way, you know, and we were talking about this after one of our workouts about how the time lapse is, you know, so that's another part of it is that, you know, this is kind of, we're seeing it, you know, every Sunday, but the reality is that this is we're only seeing episodes in there a month. Like, there's a month apart, you know, they're all a month apart thus far. So, you know, the whole Molly having her moment at Issa's event was a month before that Halloween episode. So it's just, I don't know. But then actually, now I'm thinking about it. But wait, aren't they doing the self-care Sundays? So are they not seeing each other every Sunday? What are they talking about? What are they doing?
I don't know.
Well, they're smoking. That's what they do. But at this point, guys, the generalizing the conversation is over. This is a straight Insecure moment right now. So I wouldn't even say these aren't spoilers, but I have said that when we make predictions, typically one of us is typically always right in some type of way. So what are your predictions when it comes to the relationship between Molly and Issa? Do you think we're going to have to suffer through all of these awkward lack of conversations throughout the rest of the season, and then there's going to be a big blow up at the end? Or do you think that we're going to see a blow up like in the next few episodes, and we're going to maneuver through what their relationship looks like after that?
Yes.
Why? So you agree with the latter, that things are about to blow up soon for us?
Yeah, I do think things are going to come to a head really soon. So
yeah,
they're going to take the rest of because I think you had said something about Issa said the first few episodes were different from the last few. So I think the last is going to be like them navigating separately.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll get a full resolution this season. I don't think so. I think we're gonna have to wait through the 5th season. Actually, pause on that. There's an interview. I don't remember when it was. It had to have been when there was a lot of stir about season 4, but not like right before it drops or right before it premiered. Issa Rae made a comment basically saying like she already knows how the show is going to end. So I'm like terrified because I'm like, wait, how many more seasons does it actually need for us? Because we're already we're in season 4. They cannot end with unresolved relationships. So I'm praying that we get a season 5. Like, what do we do with life post Insecure?
I don't know. Cry.
How have we lived through shows?
Pray and cry.
Why, Lord? Why? Oh my gosh. Okay, yes. But yeah.
And you just stand.
And because the Insecure fans are so insensitive and we don't care about Issa Rae's well-being, we're probably gonna be like, no, we need one more season. No, I'm sorry.
be our episode. Thanks.
Yeah, matter of fact, we need a movie. We need an Insecure movie. So could you work on that? No pressure. Thanks. Oh man. Anyway, okay, back to that. Yeah, I completely agree. I think that we are going to see a blow up. I feel like that blow up is going to happen on or around like Issa during Issa's event. Like it's either gonna be right before or like right after. Like so it's gonna happen like right in that moment. And I feel like, ooh, this is a good prediction. Walk with me. Walk with me. What if? Because I think Nathan's not done. He's coming back. I already know. I know it. Nothing about anything says that he is, but I think he's coming back. I think there's going to be such a huge blow up between Molly and Issa that like Asian Bae is going to like have to like calm her down and like kind of take her away from the situation, and Nathan's going to be there to like console her. Or follow me with this one. You're going to really dislike this one. What if Lawrence is the one to console her?
Well,
in front of Condola. Bum, bum, bum.
I'm thinking Lawrence and Issa are going to do something. And
yeah, you are not the only person that has made that prediction. I do believe, and when Issa said that the episodes are so different from each other, part of my fear with that is that not only will it be because of friendship, I think it's also because something is going to definitely happen between her and Lawrence.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm like, no.
What I'm praying though, it doesn't create this like major divide in the rest of the group. Oh, I don't think so, because like Tiffany only cares about Tiffany, and why was she lost? What? Kelly. I'm like, why did I lose her name? And Kelly has no filter. So she's literally just going to say it like it is and how she feels. But yeah, this is gonna be very interesting. I'm excited.
I'm not excited for that. Or
oh yeah, no. Yes.
Or the whole Molly and Issa fallout. I'm not excited for that either. But I'm interested to see what everything's going to look like. Definitely.
Yeah. They're not going to fail us. That's all I know. I mean, even when we've been disappointed about decisions that characters have made, they never disappoint us in the stories that have been told. That is a review, okay? So if you have not been watching Insecure, who are you? Why are you? And what are you doing with your life? I mean, you have nothing but time right now. It's literally a quarantine.
Exactly. Like, what are you doing?
The episodes are 30 minutes.
Yeah, they're super.
Every episode or every season only has 8 episodes.
Watch it.
We love you guys. We will see y'all next time. Maybe we'll be together. Maybe we won't. If we're not together, then y'all will see us like this again. This was kind of fun. I feel like y'all got to see my play, you know. Me obviously matching my decor. Try not to do that next time. But I wanted to wear this new dress anyway. Anyway, that's not why y'all came here either. Bye guys. Bye y'all. We'll see you next time. Be safe.
Be safe, guys.